than normal tonight. I beg you. Labour right this year, our great party is celebrating its 70th year as a political organization. Listen to me carefully. It was on July 8th, 1943, that the Right Honorable Sir Alexander Bustamante declared the new JLP. The JLP at that time became the political wing of the labor union. And you know which union that is? The Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, BITU. Buster, as he was affectionately known, was a defender of the poor working class of the country. Buster had an independent mind. I never know him, but I read about him, I watch TV about him. Even as he fought for the independence of the workers of Jamaica, he left another political party. Listen to me, I'm not calling the party name. But he left another political party to form the JLP in support of his vision for a new and better Jamaica. It was turbulent times then. Labor Rights, our founder, Alexander Bustamante, is still and will remain the true hero of the JLP. He empowered you, the delegates, the workers in the communities, to be protectors of this great political party, the Jamaica Labour Party. Buster gave you, the delegates, an awesome responsibility, and you must take that responsibility seriously. That's why in the structure of the Labour Party, there are community groups called branches, for example, that requires you to meet and discuss matters of importance to your community and give your feedback into the party's leadership at both the divisional and constituency level. That's why you have PD workers, cluster managers, divisional and constituency leaders, all selected by you, the delegates and the workers of the party. So let's be clear. I want you to be very clear tonight. When time comes for your voice to be heard within the party on important decisions like leadership at all levels, constituency, divisional, and the overall leader of the party, this is not a favor that anybody giving you or doing for you. This is your right. Indeed, it is your duty as a delegate of this great party called the Jamaica Labour Party. To take it lightly, to abandon it, to not participate in it, to not think about it, would be to betray our hero Bustamante's dream and the vision for the party and for Jamaica. You know, there are those who feel that a challenge to leadership is a sign of disloyalty. I say disloyalty to whom or to what? Listen to me. Where does the leader and the party fall into this loyalty issue? Firstly, we must always, as Labour Rights, respect our leaders and the institution of leadership. Darrell Vaz spoke about it. I am not here to lick down anybody, because at the end of the day, all of us are Labour Rights and we are part of the Labour Party family. At the same time, as a delegate, we have a duty to protect your party first and foremost. The leader is a part of the party, but the party is bigger than the leader. You hear me? The leader is a part, an important part of the party, but the party is much bigger than the leader. The party is about all of us, the workers, the branches, the supervisors, the divisional caretakers, the runners, the supporters. That collectively is bigger than any one leader. And as a delegate, our responsibility is first and foremost to the party, even while we show respect to the leader of the party. Labor rights in a democracy. Political organizations must be able to win to get the chance to govern. Baz talked about it a while ago, and it's true. If you can't win, you can't govern, you know. It's as simple as that. As delegates, you have to focus on winnability, even while you focus on good policies and programs as you choose your leader. Sadly for us, and it is sad, we have not always looked at winnability to choosing or keeping our leaders. And as a consequence, we have stayed in opposition for far too long. For this, we have to all take collective responsibility. It's as much your fault as it is my fault. Because we're in opposition too long. Labor rights, we have only governed for 4 years out of 25. And the party, but not just the party, the country is poorer for it. Today we are living under PNP policies and programs primarily because we have not won enough time to implement and follow through on policies and programs that the Labour Party has devised and implemented for the country. It gets worse. Listen, it gets worse. At this rate, 4 out of 25, we're running the risk of Jamaica becoming a one-party country because we're failing to win elections as a Labour Party. And I said to you again, it's not good for the party, it's not good for democracy, and it is not good for the country that one party win election time and time again. So we have to change our losing ways. We have to restructure, reorganize, be all embracing, and take the fight to the PNP to expose the failings that they represent and give the Labour Party a chance to win again and to provide the governance that the country needs. I want to say a few things on that. Changing the losing ways. Firstly, as a delegate, we need to see this as a duty to be a part of the internal process to changing your losing ways, our losing ways. We must never be intimidated by those who suggest otherwise. This is an exciting time for the Labour Party. It's not a time to be sad. It is a time for you to have a role to play in how to enhance and to strengthen and to develop the party called the Jamaica Labour Party. That is what Bustamante fought for on your behalf, for you, for generations to come. You must enjoy it and you must protect it and you must participate in it. Secondly, the only thing I ask for as we do this is that we respect the candidates and all your colleagues in this election period. When it is over, the fact is we all have to contend with each other. We still have to live with each other. And the common enemy is still be the PNP. So we have to work together. So don't disrespect anybody. You won't hear that come out of my mouth. Thirdly, in deciding who your next leader should be, ensure that your decision is made for the right reasons. You're a delegate, you know. Bustamante say you're a delegate for a particular reason. Revisit that reason. The reason is the protection and the strengthening of the Labour Party for a better Jamaica. And that means a more organized and winnable JLP. You should choose a leader who can restructure and reorganize the party for winning elections. It must be a leader who will embrace everyone, not isolate some people. And I come back to that. And build a team for campaigning and for governing once you turn government. Yes. Labor rights. Bearing all of this in mind, delegates, I am here today with you here at BB Coke High School in Junction Square to say I am supporting Audley Shaw to become the next leader of the JLP and Prime Minister of Jamaica. Your time. And I've taken the time and I've asked for some additional indulgence by Manaya. Because I want to give you, I don't want anybody to say that I'm just supporting a leader for supporting sake. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I, Chris Tufton, support Audley Shaw. And I want you to listen carefully. Michael is not here so I can borrow the phrase I. First of all, I believe that he has the experience to reorganize the party machinery for winning elections again. Audley has held several positions in the party, including General Secretary, Deputy Leader. He was an very effective chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, where he exposed the mismanagement of the PNP government at that time. You may recall. He used to bust all the scandal them. You remember? Manayard. Audley is the best campaigner in the Labour Party today, barring none. So put him on the road and watch him talk the talk, walk the walk, and mobilize Labour Party support. As the man said to me, when Audley is on the campaign trail, there is none like Manayard. And as you know, Manayard not afraid to take it to the PNP anytime, any hour, any day, any month, any time at all. The second reason, Mr. Shaw is a team player, a unity leader, and that is critical right now to the party's rebuilding process. Because you can't win as it is now. You have to go into a rebuilding process. Bruce Golding once told me, and I used to work very closely with Bruce Golding, that a piece of the JLP cannot win the PNP. And so if you have any hopes as a Labour Party to win an election, and in his case to win the election when he was leader, we have to unite the party. We have to bring everybody together. That winning strategy, Labourites and delegates, cannot single out and make some people feel less of a Labourite than others. That strategy cannot say some man a PNP or former PNP, former NDM, some man too brown, some man too black. And because of that, them are part of the Labour Party, but them not as much of a Labourite as other people. If we take, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me because sometime when I was Minister of Agriculture, I used to give 18 hours a day. When my wife couldn't see me, when my children couldn't see me because I work for Labour Party. Now me feel like some is a second-class Labourite because of one reason or the other. That is not what, that cannot be a part of the Labour Party strategy. In fact, if you take that approach, Bustamante would not be a born Labourite. Exactly. How are you here, Bino? Since he did leave one party to form another. Bustamante, if you take that approach, would be a second-class Labourite. Yes. What kind of foolishness is that, labor rights and delegates here at BB Court? How could that make sense? I am tired of those who seek to use color and past political affiliation to divide and rule. In the process, they are damaging the unity in the party and undermining the chances of the Labour Party winning the PNP in elections. That has been part of the cause of our losing way. We must change that. I believe Audley Shaw can do it. I am convinced, I am convicted that Audley Shaw can do it. Labour rights, an effective leader always seeks to unite, never seeks to divide. The last election, the JLP won 32 out of 32 seats versus the PNP 28, the one that we won. The last one the Labour Party won, 207. 5 of those seats were won by people who were previously in the NDM, including Bruce Golding, who was Prime Minister. If they did not win, the JLP could not win. It is an insult to them for anybody to carry that divisive NDM argument. We must mash that down. Audley Shaw, I believe, will do that because that don't serve the Labour Party purpose. I have never heard Audley carry that argument. Even before he was running as leader now. Never heard him. I know him for a long time. And I must tell you, I respect him for it. I respect him for it, and I think that his approach is the stuff that winnable leaders are made of. Hence why I am supporting Audley Shaw. I get to the third reason. I remember I say I have 5, right? Indulge me a little bit. Mr. Shaw has proven that he knows how to govern under adverse circumstances. Jamaica is a country always in crisis, you know. This generation, I'm not as old as my brethren Vazi, although I look older than him because I'm more stressed. He have a lovely wife, I don't know, whatever I'm doing, I take care of him. My wife take care of me too, by the way, nobody about, right? Me a little younger than him. But let me tell you something. As long as I know myself, Jamaica in a crisis. One crisis to the next. And we were at the peak of crisis when Labour Party win government under Bruce Golding with Audley Shaw as finance minister. And let me tell you something. The last JLP government had to govern during the most severe global financial crisis in over 70 years. Listen to me, Labour rights and delegates. As Minister of Finance, it was Audley who worked, not alone, with his team. With a team. And the cabinet, I was a part, to steady our economic ship while other economies in the world experienced economic collapse. There were economies that collapsed. People took to the streets. Players shut down. Jamaica had its crisis too, don't get me wrong. But Audley Shaw played a critical role as the center of government, the Ministry of Finance. And he did what he had to do. He must get some credit for that. And under Audley as Minister of Finance, he stabilized the dollar. He lowered interest rates over 20 years low. He increased the NIR, Net International Reserve. Right now it is dangerously precarious under Peter Phillips. Not to mention Hurricane Omar when he was there. Under Audley Shaw, no banks collapsed as was the case under Hurricane Omar in the 1990s. And so when people come and talk about experience, when we do the comparison, there's nobody like Audley Shaw. There's nobody like him. Labour rights. I reached the 4th reason why I support Audley Shaw. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I am different, but I don't just run around like I am a sheep without a cause. When me take a decision, me study it, you know. We try to understand it. And I have studied this decision why I'm here at BB Coke tonight. And I make no apologies when I talk. Because one thing I tell you, I work independently. I don't depend on anybody for anything. God has been good to me. So I can talk my conscience. Me no money man like Vazi, but me have enough to send my children to school and pay my mortgage. So I reach the fourth reason. Mr. Shaw, important reason, you know. Sounds simple, but it's important. Mr. Shaw is not an insecure leader. He's a team player. That's my experience. I have never heard him say that he knows everything. Never. In fact, he said, Chris, check out that thing here for me, because me understand it, but more I hear your perspective. I man respect that. Because there's something to be said about a man who think him know everything, It means him don't know very much. Because if him don't know that him don't know everything, my mother used to say, he who knows not that he knows not, he is a fool, shun him. I'm not saying anybody a fool, I'm just saying, Audley Shaw is a team player. I have never felt him to be insecure around people that can help him because he feels threatened by them. I have always heard him say that we need to build a team to do the work. As Minister of Finance, when our country was in crisis, he did just that. And that experience, I believe, will serve him well as party leader and Prime Minister of Jamaica after the election. I reached the fifth reason now. 5, we say me I give you, And then you give me about 5 more minutes and I sit down, right? I am convinced that Mr. Shaw has the confidence of the critical stakeholders that make up our society and are critical to the rescue plan that the Labour Party will have to implement when it forms government. Audley can speak to the capital money class, the working class, the international multilaterals and bilateral classes. He understands and can represent the farmers as well as the bankers, the helpers as well as the lawyers, the unemployed as well as the factory worker, the school teacher as well as the student. He's not just a man a yard. Me think that him is a man for all seasons and a man for all circumstances. That's what good leaders are made of. So labor rights, this is why me say Audley. This is why me study the situation. This is why I make up my mind and I am here tonight. Because I believe I, as a delegate myself, like you, must think about the Labour Party first and foremost. I want to clear up a couple other things that I think are important. Some people say that I am backing Audley because of some secret agreement that we have for him to win and then hand leadership to people like I and I. I smile when I hear that because I know that neither Audley or myself are living in a fool's paradise. This is not a game, This is a serious business. When we enjoy ourselves afterwards, when you go home, you have to think about it seriously. That's what Bustamante said. You're a delegate. When you, the delegate, select Audley for leader, he better understand, and I put him on notice too, that you, the delegates, expect him to restructure and reorganize the party and lead us into winning the next election and provide good governance as the Prime Minister of Jamaica next time around. And as for me, I have promised to help him and he has welcomed my help because I'm not insecure. I will be a part of his team to secure victory and to bring good governance to Jamaica for all Jamaicans. So the only agreement that I have with Audley Shaw is to support him and help him to be the best leader and best Prime Minister for the JLP and the Jamaican people. When people ask me why I don't throw my hat into the ring, I say, There's a time and a place for everything, and now is not the time. I am quite happy to play the supporting role for Audley Shaw because I believe him have more experience than me and him can do a better job than me. I will support him. I have a family to take care of, to be honest with you. A lovely family that I love dearly. And I tell myself after my last election loss that me have put my house in order financially because we not depend on politics to send my picnic to school or to put my wife in a decent place to live. That is a priority for me over the next number of years. Let me close by saying to you all that I support Audley. And I want you to listen to me carefully. But that does not mean that I dislike Andrew Wallace.
No.
Understand me, Understand me, because this election campaign has been conducted in a way where people feel that to support one, you have to hate the other. And as leaders, we need to set the tone to change the culture of the party, to make Labour can support somebody, but you love our labor rights. And as one of those leaders, I want to announce it here tonight. And Mr. Shaw, tomorrow, it's going to be on Facebook and Twitter. Because we want every Jamaican know that. That I support Audley Shaw, but I don't hate Andrew Wallace.
No.
I don't. Andrew is a good Labourite. And he has served his party well. And listen to me, he should be respected at all times. Just as though all of you should be respected as Labourites. But let's be frank. We have a duty. We have a responsibility as delegates. I cannot, in good conscience, sit here and tell you that I don't have some disappointments. And I'm talking to the Labourites here tonight, delegates and workers. I have some disappointments with some positions that have been taken in the party. And that's why I believe context, time, Audley is the right man to move us forward. I am disappointed in the lack of publication of the Strategic Review Committee. For me, a critical document that was announced to the public to be published, bear in mind that the PNP had their time too, When Portia lost and hired the university lecturer, Brian Meeks, a colleague and friend of mine, to examine the reasons for their loss, called the Meeks report. And when that report was completed, he criticized Portia, He said Portia never do certain things that she's supposed to do. He criticized the party. He said them should have reorganized and restructure a particular way. The PNP is better for it today. It was made public. We had our report. 10 months or 9 months now the report ready. And as a deputy leader, I have not seen it. I am disappointed in that. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm telling you straight up. It don't mean I dislike Andrew.
No.
But I am disappointed in that. I am disappointed. Very disappointed with some of the utterances and the rhetoric that has been doing the rounds about NDM people, rich man people, and why them are the cause of the problem in the Labour Party. I'm disappointed in that. Because as a former NDM man, just as Bruce Golding was, and Darren Vaz, as God is my judge here tonight, I have never, and I can say the same I believe for all of them, been engaged in anything that would seek to undermine the leadership or the fortunes of the Jamaica Labour Party. Never. And as God would be my judge, I'm telling you here tonight in Junction Square. Frankly, and further, I think this position that some have taken is disrespectful to people like Bruce Golding and all of us who have helped to to rescue the Labour Party after 18 and a half years in the wilderness to victory in 2007. It's disrespectful, and I think it is wrong. I am disappointed in that, and I'll state it publicly because that is the fact. I am disappointed in attempts at intimidating delegates from not wanting internal elections by equating challenges to betrayal and disloyalty. These are strong words, you know. These are divisive words. When you tell a Labourite that he has betrayed or he is disloyal, you know, I mean, you're saying a lot. You are dividing the party and the very thing that you say you're doing, which is protecting, you're doing the direct opposite. Because you're pitching one against the other, causing contention and fight, and you cannot win an election that way. I, as a Labourite, I am disappointed in that, and I have to state that. My position is that fear-mongering is equal to intimidation and manipulation, and that has no place, or should have no place, in the leadership of the Labour Party. But Labourites, these disappointments to close must not equate to hate or bitterness on my part. I ask God for guidance every day, not to be hateful or not to be bitter. My decision to support Audley is not based on emotions, rather on what is in the best interest of the JLP and of Jamaica. I also respect you, the delegates, and the decisions you will make when the time comes. I encourage you again tonight to make your decisions based on the right reasons. What will bring the Labour Party back to power and give the Labour Party policies an opportunity to rescue Jamaica again. After these elections, I certainly hope, and I am committing here tonight, that we will unite and move together forward as one to make the JLP stronger for winning and better at national leadership. In that regard, I am convinced that Audley is the man at this point in time, even while I respect and support Andrew Holness as a good Labourite. I say to us all, respectfully, think about it. Let's move forward. Let's give Audley an opportunity, and let us work hard and ask God for guidance so that the Labour Party can return to its winning ways. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Some that you may not like. You could be living this minute, the next minute you're gone.